Okay, so if we're finding the vertex on the graphing calculator, let me just delete this stubber. Okay, so the vertex on the graphing calculator, if we have a function, so here we're doing example 2, let's pump this function into the calculator. I think you might have that already. There we go. So that is in the calculator. Now to find the vertex, let's go to the graph. We've already adjusted the window for this one. To find the vertex, what you want to do is you want to hit second function, calculate. Okay, so do second function, and then it's the trace button actually. And that's the calculate menu. Oh, there's no E on menu. Okay, and this is the graph that we have here, right? That's this graph actually looks like on the calculator. So second function, calculate. Now notice we're going to look for the vertex, which is actually here the maximum value. So hit 4. Okay. So second. So hit number 4. Press 4. For maximum in this case. If it was a parabola that was opening downward, we'd try and find the minimum. Okay, now here's where it gets a little tricky. Not too difficult, but what you have to do here now, the calculator will ask you, hey, is this my left boundary? You see how it says left bound there? Come on. Left bound? Well, the left boundary of the vertex, that's not the left boundary. We have to push your arrow cursor left to get this blinking cursor to the left of the vertex. So anywhere over here, it doesn't matter exactly where, anywhere to the left of the vertex, now you hit enter. Okay? So if we're writing down these steps here, okay, left bound, okay, move cursor left of the vertex, so what you can see as the vertex, and then press enter on your TI-83 here. Okay, so that's what we did. Now notice that there will be a little arrow here where you set the left boundary. So right boundary, guess what? You want the calculator to search up to somewhere on the right side of the vertex. This is going to be the right boundary. So you do the same thing there, hit enter. Okay? So after left boundary, 4, you want to do right bound. Okay, so move cursor right of vertex and press enter. Okay? And so then what it'll show you, just like you saw on my screen, we'll have a little arrow on the left there and a little arrow on the right. Okay, it'll show you just like that. And then it'll say guess. So hit enter once more. And then it should do the little calculation, and it'll show you exactly the vertex to find decimal points. Okay. All right. So then finally there after the right bound, it'll say guess. So you hit enter again, just to tell it yes, please guess. And when it says guess, it just like calculate. Okay, it's a pretty accurate guess. So the vertex can be found by finding the maximum. Okay. So one more I'll show you, and again it's going to be a little longer lesson here today. But one more thing I'll show you is the X-Intercept. Okay. X-Intercept using the graphing calculator. So let's say I wanted to know at what time exactly this frog hit the water in this example. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a very, very similar thing. We're going to do calculate. And instead of maximum, we're going to do 0. So press number 2 to select a 0. Okay. So second function, trace, to get the calculate menu. And then hit number 2. That's the 0 function. So the zeros, that's another name for the X-intercept, is a 0. Okay? And then it'll, of course, it's going to do your left bound thing again. So whichever intercept you want to find, just make sure your cursor is to the left of it. Hit enter. Now move the cursor to the right of it, which is going to drop it beneath the x-axis, right? So yes, and then it'll say guess again. So it's very, very similar thing. Left bound, right bound, guess. And here it'll give you the exact x-intercept. Isn't that cool? Oh, cool. Like, it's like math cool. Not like new shoes cool or something, but like math cool. Okay? So that's how you find the vertex and the x-intercept. Let me throw that down there. So second function trace, number 2, 0. So it'll be left bound, right bound, just like we did before, and then just guess again. And it'll show you the 0. So the x-intercept here is 0.4259, 0. Which would mean, in the context of this frog question, right, it would mean how many seconds after he jumped off the rock did he hit the water. So it was 0.4259 seconds later he hit the surface of the water. Okay? And the meaning of this first one, right, or what was it? The Y-intercept was 25. So in this example, he was 25 centimeters above the water surface. The maximum, okay, what does this tell us? Well, this tells us the maximum value. So the question might ask, what's the maximum height above the surface of the water that the frog reached? That's this value right here, 36.4795 centimeters above the surface of the water, and so on. So finding intercepts and vertex can tell you a whole bunch of things about a real-life problem that involves a quadratic. Okay, any questions about how to use the calculator to find those two things? I guess I did show you earlier, but to find the y-intercept, really easy. You go second function calculate, and then just plug in value here, and then you just put x equals 0 to find the y-intercept. That's how we found 25 before. So intercepts are really easy too. You just plug in a value of 0 there for the y-intercept. All right.